Yeah, it's the fire. Yeah. Big projects. All right, good. Very much. This was September 8th. Oh, yeah, it's got to hurt. Yeah, yeah. Hey, good. How are you? Oh, it's good to see you guys. See another 2.5 years. You put that baby over the top. Try. You get one winner out of 1,000 losers.
That's my way of letting everyone know I'm ready. Holly, you ready? Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I'd like to brief you on some of our rules and procedures used during our hearings. When a hearing number is called, the applicant or representative will come to the podium. If they are not an attorney, they will be sworn in by our executive secretary. They will then present their case. The board members may or may not ask questions of the applicant. Prior to tonight's meeting, board members have visited most or all of the addresses on our calendar tonight. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation, we will ask if there are any interested parties who would like to speak either for or against the application. We will then allow the applicant to give some brief rebuttal remarks to address any concerns of the interested parties. At that point, the public hearing will be closed. The stenographer can only take one person's testimony at a time, so we ask that you do not call out from the audience. We will give everyone an opportunity to be heard this evening. Sometimes proceedings do not end until 1 a.m. or later, but everyone will be heard. Lastly, at approximately 9 p.m., our stenographer will have been typing for about 2 hours, and we will take a 10-minute break. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any postponements tonight?
We have 3 postponements. Hearing 6, Appeal 25-333, JPM Owens LLC. Hearing 11, Appeal 25-112, Latchline Mattel. And hearing 16, Appeal 25-249, Waifu Wang.
Anybody in the audience here for any of those hearings? Let the record reflect no one appeared, and let's call the first hearing.
Hearing 1, Appeal 91-398, John Birmingham at 13 Pocahontas Street, West Massapequa.
I do. It's Michael Arado, 535 Broad Hollow Road, Suite B16, Melville, New York.
Thank you. Thanks.
So we're here today seeking relief to keep a finished porch that was previously approved by zoning back in 1991 under Appeal Number 91-398. The decision from 1991 stated that the enclosed porch was not to be winterized. However, sometime in the early 2000s, it appears that the prior owners finished the space and added baseboard heating and central air to this room. This room is currently the dining room for this house, as this house has never really had a dining room. The setbacks in 1991 were 8.67 to the porch and 5.87 to the roof overhang and gutters. The current setback is 8.5 feet, so that setback's not really changing. My client purchased this house back in September 3rd of 2024 and was unaware of any issues with this house since the title was clean and there are no CO issues. He wanted to make some changes to the home, and when we submitted the plans, that's how this all came up. As I mentioned, the setbacks aren't changing, and actually, that 5.87 square foot setback's no longer going to be needed. We don't feel that if the board was to approve this application, it would be a negative impact on the property, the environment, or the surrounding properties. And in order to revert the space back to the prior screened-in porch would create a financial hardship on the owner, and it would also result in them in losing their dining room.
How long ago was it converted?
Say like the early 2000s, from what we can tell.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission has been notified.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing 2, Appeal 25-228, Matthew Prisco at 10 Club Drive, Massapequa.
Hi, please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
State your name and address. Good evening, members of the board, Madam Chairwoman. My name is Ashley Lowe Kianese from Mark Anthony Architects. I am here this evening on behalf of my clients, Mr. Matthew and Christina Prisco, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property located at 10 Club Drive in Massapequa. We are here today as a result of an application for a proposed partial second-story addition, front porch, rear deck extension with roof cover and second-story covered deck, as well as to maintain an existing first-story rear addition, garage conversion to living space, outdoor shower, hot tub, and masonry piers with lights, as well as a 6-foot PVC fence. The existing hot tub does not meet the minimum required side yard setback of 10 feet, having a side yard setback of 6.45 feet, for which we are requesting relief of 3.55 feet. The proposed porch does not meet the minimum required average front yard setback of 31.2 feet, having a proposed front yard setback of 30.65 feet, for which we are requesting relief of just 0.55 feet, excuse me. The proposed 1- and 2-story deck, as well as the second floor addition, do not meet the required side yard setback of 10 feet, having a proposed setback of 5.41 feet for the deck and 8.71 feet for the addition, for which we are requesting relief of 4.59 feet and 1.29 feet respectively. The second floor addition also does not meet the required roof pitch of 6/12 feet, having a proposed roof pitch of 3.5/12. The reason for the roof pitch is to avoid a height variance and to fit in with the existing home. The property is located in an R110 zone and has a lot size of 12,160 square feet. The maximum permitted building coverage of 20% is 20%, and the proposed building coverage is 24.46%, for which we are looking for relief of 4.46%. I do have several properties in this area who have been approved for similar building coverages, 131 Fairview Road and 17 East Seneca Street. Both were approved for over 5%.
The homes in that area are big.
Yes,
Yeah.
Does this home have a basement?
it does. 90% of it is unfinished, and then there's just one portion that's used as a rec room.
So what I'm getting at, the gross floor area of the basement is not calculated into this number, is it?
I think it is for a portion of it, right?
So no. All right.
Sorry, let me finish for the gross. As a result, the gross floor area is also affected. The proposed gross floor area is 5,560 square feet, which exceeds the maximum permitted gross floor area of 3,909 square feet, for which we are requesting relief of 1,651 square feet. The second floor addition will allow for a proposed master bedroom with master bathroom and 2 walk-in closets. This will make a total bedroom count of 5, with 1 being on the first floor, the rest on the second, and 4 bathrooms throughout the house total. Of the 5,560 square feet, 1,075 square feet is the first and second floor decks, as well as the proposed porch. The total gross floor area of the house and garage is 4,521 square feet, which is just under 600 square feet higher than the maximum permitted GFA. And the remaining requests are outside of the inhabitable space. Many of the legalizations were there prior to the Priscos purchasing the property in 2021 and were made aware of the items that required a permit when we filed for the proposed items. Mr. and Mrs. Prisco are looking to raise their family in Massapequa and enjoy their home on the water. We do not believe it will have a negative effect on the neighbors or the environment. These are our only requests. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So the living space that was converted, it's already converted, you're not expanding?
Yeah, it's already been,
So you don't want the
Got
entire
it.
garage for living space?
No.
That's what it says.
yeah, it's 51 square feet exactly.
You okay with this?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions? Anybody on the board? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Next is hearing 3. Appeal 25-248, Steve Sussman at 14 Delta Road, Massapequa.
Mike, how are you? I do. Salvatore Koshia, permit to us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board.
Good
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Sussman, who resides at the 14 Delta Road in Massapequa. Property is located in R110 zone. Proposing to maintain a front platform with steps to grade with a front yard setback of 17 feet where the required is 25.34. Shed abutting the dwelling has a side yard setback of 9.7 where the required is 10, an aggregate of 10.5 where the required is 25 feet. The rear wood deck, shed, and cantilever front platform have a lot coverage of 25.94% where the required is 20%. The front platform has been there since 1993 when it was sealed with the house. They just never realized it was altered slightly. The deck was also existing when the house was done. He just squared off a little small section of it, roughly about 18 years ago. Shed's been there for about 15 years, and the cantilever's been there for about 28 years.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
You too, thank you.
Hearing number 4, Appeal 25-258, John DeMarinis at 62 Fox Boulevard, Massapequa.
Lois, let me call this one next.
Okay.
Hi, where?
Thank you.
I did. Hi, it's William J. Cohen, AIA. I'm the architect of record for the project, 5512 Merrick Road, Massapequa. Good evening. I'm here representing Mr. and Mrs. John DeMarinis at 62 Fox Boulevard. We're in an R1-7 zone. The home was a tear down from about 3 years ago that was totally rebuilt. My client purchased the home as a speculative home. It is a two-story home. There is a partial, or I should say, on the rear of the house, there is a partial one-story section. They are seeking relief to complete the second floor on the back of that house for their growing family. Mrs. DeMarias is currently pregnant and their family is expanding. They're seeking relief on gross floor area. Right now, they're at just about the max, 3495.5. Looking to expand that gross floor area to 4,036 in order to accomplish that.
Those are, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you,
Sure.
just because those numbers don't match what's on our paperwork.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Okay.
We
What does your
have-
number say?
We have required 3,500 square feet,
Right,
and what they're asking for is 4,097.79.
okay. I don't know why yours and ours doesn't match, but okay.
Well,
I'll
it's-
accept that.
Okay,
I'll accept your numbers.
okay.
That being said, the completion of the rear addition is not visible from the street. There is no detriment to the community or the surrounding areas. It doesn't change the intent of the community. There's no impact to anyone around them. The two neighboring properties are well in favor of this and have expressed that to my client. There is also, as part of this, there is a less than a six pitch on the house in order to tie this into the main house. I believe it's a 5 pitch that we're requesting. If we did
You're
a shed.
actually requesting a 3-on-12.
3 on 12, I'm sorry. It's a 3 on 12 pitch. If they did any kind of a shed dormer, it would be probably 1. So to do a reverse gable and tie it into the existing ridge without exceeding the height requirements seemed more appropriate. So that's why we're seeking that
And this
relief
is
as
in the
well.
rear of the house, right?
It's in the rear of the house. You can't even see it.
Okay,
And that also being said, the last item on the list was a existing shed on the left side of the house. They're seeking relief as far as side setback,
okay,
which is all part of this application.
okay. Anybody have any questions or comments? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
Oh, you want me to do 14?
Yeah, we're going to take, I'm sorry, we're going to take a hearing out of order, so just bear with us.
Hearing 14, Appeal 25-247, Suresh Kanapanal at 69 Tip Top Lane, Hicksville.
Thank you. So we're here today to seek relief of aggregate side yard setback to convert a carport into like an ensuite. The required aggregate setback is 20 feet, and we have 15.8, so we're seeking approximate relief of 4.2 feet. The addition is not going to change the current setbacks of this house, as this conversion of existing legal carport, it's already there. But the addition will add a bedroom, which is much needed, and a bathroom, because currently the house only has one bathroom. This addition won't disrupt the parking, as the driveway is approximately 16 by 40, which can support 2 or more cars without any issues. We don't feel that if the board was to approve this application that it would create a negative impact on the property, the surrounding properties, or the environment, and it is also not out of character for this neighborhood, as we observed multiple houses in the area that had converted carports.
I concur. I was at the property earlier in the week, and I saw exactly the same thing. Lots of carports and a few that have converted them. Didn't look to me like it would be an issue.
Okay.
So you're converting it to living space, correct?
Correct.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
You too, thank you.
Hearing number 5, Appeal 25-260, Sunrise Mass LLC at 5500 Sunrise Highway, Massapequa.
Four? Five.
Hi.
Good evening. I don't want to,
We are ready.
I don't want to hold up the.
No,
the-
we're ready.
We have a long
Ready when
agenda.
you are.
I'm sorry?
I said, ready when you are.
Ready, yes, thank you. So Bram Weber from Weber Law Group, 290 Broad Hollow Road in Melville for the applicant. This is a application for a new Starbucks at 5500 Sunrise Highway, across at the shopping center across the street from the Sunrise Mall. This application was before the town board. It was approved for a special use permit and site plan. The applicant, both the landowner and Starbucks, agreed to covenants and restrictions, which have been recorded. So we're here seeking a parking variance. This replaces a vacant Chase Bank. The Starbucks is proposed at 2,895 square feet over this large property, which is 32.6 acres. We are seeking a very small 5.9% parking variance, necessitated by just the very small increase of the required parking for the Starbucks over the bank, and the replacement of the Chase Bank with the Starbucks.
I just want to tell you, I'm very familiar with this. Between the Staples and the Petco, I'm probably in that shopping center once a week, and I have never had a parking I mean, it's particularly down where the Starbucks is going to be. That's just a vacant area. There's nobody parking down there, so.
I picked up this, just to your point very quickly, I picked up this application from an attorney who previously, Chris Brown, who now works for the diocese. I picked up this application. I didn't do the town board application. But I was surprised. I had asked Sean Mulryan, who'll speak in just one quick second, about the parking variance, about whether the parking was an issue before the town board, and the answer was no, at all, which I guess that could very well be the reason. Just two other quick things. One, I did receive phone calls from the shopping center owner to the west, where the vitamin shop is, in support of this application. And then surprisingly, Judy Simoncic called me. When she calls me, it's never good news. But she actually,
Aw, Judy.
and she actually called me on behalf of Sunrise Mall with, in support of the application. So I would just like to submit for the record Sean Mulryan's traffic study as Exhibit A, and he can give a brief synopsis of his parking study for the record. Thank you.
Good evening, Sean Mulryan Engineering, 1225 Franklin Avenue, Garden City, New York. Our office was asked. Sure. Oh, that's all right. Yes, I do. Sean Mulryan? Mulryan, M-U-L-R-Y-A-N. No problem. So due to the fact that we need a parking variance for this case, we were asked to take a look at the parking at the subject site. As mentioned a few seconds ago, this site has a tremendous amount of parking. There is over 2,000 parking spaces on the subject site. When the project is completed, there'll be 2,044 parking spaces. Again, this is a out parcel to a much larger shopping center. We're in the front near Sunrise Highway. There's a large area of parking between us and the main set of stores to the south. And we found that there is no issue. The peak demand that we saw on the subject site on Saturday afternoon was a little over 700 cars, which is about 35% of the overall parking. So the parking that's provided, I believe, was based on the square footage of the retail that was built originally. As time has gone on, the site has used different tenants to try to occupy it, but there are areas that don't get used much because they're not near the front doors, not near the buildings. So they have a tremendous amount of vacancy in those areas. This out parcel is located, again, away from the other stores, so any activity here has ample room to grow and have cars parked and not influence any of the other stores. McDonald's is right to the south and west, and they have their own area of the parking lot. So each store has their own area, and then there's a main area, again, which is much further south into the subject site. So again, that's a very brief summary. I know the board has a long agenda tonight, but I'd be happy to answer any questions the board may have.
I have none, and I
just have one question. I was to the site, and it's definitely a welcome, that derelict bank's been there a long time. Is the drive-through going to be around to the back?
I'll show you. So this is Sunrise Highway.
Yes.
The entrance is going to be on the east side of the building.
Oh.
It will wrap around and the pickup window will be on the west side. So you'll come in, the main entrance is to the east, is the right turn-in entrance.
Yeah.
To the west, so we're in between. And the, coming into the subject site will be in the drive aisle of the shopping center, and then the drive-through will wrap around the building.
Okay, and there'll be nothing, you'll be building, everything will be where the bank is.
Correct.
There's not gonna be extra.
Correct.
Okay, so the
Correct.
only parking spots that we're losing from this site is the drive-through.
Correct, to make room for the drive-through, correct.
Okay, thank you, good idea.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Okay,
That's it.
you good?
Yes, thank you so very much.
I'm
Good
sorry,
presentation.
correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing 7, Appeal 25-352, Michael Granger at 570 North Suffolk Avenue, North Massapequa.
Yes, I do.
I'm the owner, yes. Yes, I do as well.
Good evening. My name is Dean Kutsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
My name is Michael Granger. I am the owner at 570 North Suffolk Avenue, Massapequa.
Okay.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm here tonight with my client, Michael Granger of 570 North Suffolk Avenue, Massapequa. We're seeking variances, all relevant to the proposed construction of second floor on Cape-style house. It currently has a partial dormer, but where they want to expand it so it has a full second floor. The variances we're submitting, or we're asking for as follows. It does not have the front setback required of 25.76 feet. We're asking for a proposed front setback of 23.2 feet. That's a very small difference, approximately 2 feet there. We're also asking for a side yard setback. We have where 8 feet is required. We have 6.8 on one side, and we have 7.8 on the other side. I'd like to point out that those side yard setbacks are pre-existing. We're not further encroaching what's already been established. We are also asking for an aggregate setback. Where the requirement is 20 feet, we have 14.6. Again, I'd like to point out that there's no further encroachment, and that's the footprint of the first floor and partial second floor, which exists today. Next encroachment we're asking is eaves and gutters. That's a standard variance associated with any additions to the house. Our next encroachment, or next variance we're asking for is lot coverage of 25%. 29.1%, where 25% is required. Now, the reason for this request is because we're really not adding 4% lot coverage. This 29% more or less exists with the addition. The only thing that we're adding to the lot coverage is the cantilevers, 3 cantilevers on the first floor. So the 2-foot overhangs adds very minimal square feet of lot coverage. The lot coverage pre-exists because of the existing house, the wood deck in the back, and there's a rear addition in the back. I'd like to just point out we're not building over the deck or the rear addition. They will remain as is. Our final variance we're asking for is to legalize an existing oil tank. The oil tank actually did have a permit, did have a CO. When they submitted the survey on this permit, it was determined that that oil tank is 4.8 feet instead of the required 5 feet, a very, very small difference there. So we're asking for a variance on that oil tank. I'd like to submit, we have, I believe, we have 4 letters of support from the surrounding neighbors. I also like to submit some photos of the subject property and surrounding property showing that there are other houses similar in nature in that immediate neighborhood, and some were very recently renovated, actually currently undergoing renovation as well in this immediate vicinity of the subject property. My client, if you have any questions for him, he's looking to build this space as he has, growing family, children, and he can speak to that effect.
I have a question on the oil tank.
Yes.
I'm opening up a can of worms here.
Uh-oh.
Being it's not, you need a variance for it, is there any liability? Is there any spill containment that's gonna go under this oil tank? And is it coming out?
To my understanding, residential oil tanks do not require spill containment. I've seen them on commercial projects.
My question
yeah.
is, being the town is gonna be this variance, do we have any liability if there's a spill?
I'm not prepared to answer that
Would that
question. The
be
variance
him
we're
to know,
seeking
for
is,
us to know?
inches, 0.2, so like the code is 5.0 feet, and we have
I
4.8.
understand, and this is as good as a mop, could we be brought in if there's a spill?
I mean, I don't think they would have allowed it if there's a,
Because it wasn't, he wants
liability.
to legalize it now.
Yeah, but they wouldn't
But
put
they
it up for a
thought it
permit.
was the 5 foot. They're just realizing it now
What?
that it's over.
That's
Fine,
definitely a
that's-
question our
that's a
council would
good-
have to
yes,
let us know
yes,
about.
Good.
If you're not comfortable voting on it, Mr. Girardi, we can put it on reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, in regards to the oil tank, from my understanding, it was filed for, it was inspected, it actually did get a CO. It just wasn't until a more accurate survey was submitted that it was determined that it was slightly off. Yeah.
I was to the property yesterday, and on either side of your house, there are beautiful extensions, so it's not unusual for for this to go. It's definitely what the block has now. There's one across the street that's being done as we speak. Beautiful, yeah.
Okay, anybody else have any questions or comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
You too, thank you.
Hearing number 8, which will be heard in conjunction with hearing number 9, Appeal 7-300 and Appeal 7-301, Mariana Gershkowitz at Spruce Avenue in Bethpage.
I do. Dina Byrne, 5 Renville Court, Mill Neck, New York, 11765. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman and members of the board. I'm here representing the owner, Mariana Gershkovich, of the property located at the southeast corner of Spruce Avenue and Cypress Avenue in Bethpage, also known as Section 46, Block 491, Lot 30, located in R17 Residence District. The property measures 6,250 square feet and was previously granted under a variance number 07-300 in 2007, a variance to erect a one-family residence on a subdivided lot having less area and width of lot from the front property line to the rear yard, as well as a variance to install a driveway having less side yard setback than allowed by ordinance. Since the approval, the property has sat vacant. Tonight, we're seeking two requests. For our first variance, we're requesting to allow the construction of a 6-foot-high fence across the side front yard on Spruce Avenue, which exceeds the height limit permitted by ordinance. And our second request is to amend the specific plan granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals in 2007 under Appeal Number 07-300. For the variance to erect a 6-foot fence, the current ordinance limits the height of the fence to 4 feet in this location. But due to the specific circumstances, we're requesting a height of 6 feet. The property sits at an intersection, and the 6-foot fence will provide enhanced privacy and security for the property and its residents. This is especially important in an area where there's significant foot traffic, as there's a high school 2 blocks away. A taller fence will blend in with the surrounding neighborhood and provide a buffer from the street, enhancing the curb appeal of the property. The owner of 8 Spruce Avenue, the abutting property to the south, currently has a 6-foot vinyl fence installed up to the front property line on Spruce Avenue. Our fence will look like a continuation of this fencing and will not block the intersection nor any neighboring driveways. This request will not negatively impact the surrounding properties. In fact, the fence will be in harmony with the abutting neighbor and as well as other properties in the area exhibiting the same height of fencing on corner lots. In respect to the variance of amending the specific plan, the zoning board granted a decision in 2007 for this property, subject to the specific plan submitted at the time. Since the plan was never materialized, Mrs. Gershowitz has made certain modifications that necessitate an amendment to the specific plan. This amendment will not change the use or the nature of the previously approved dwelling, as it will comply with all current zoning regulations for dimensional setbacks, building coverage, as well as gross floor area, which is a new ordinance that was not in place in 2007. The proposed variance will not create any adverse impact on the surrounding properties or neighborhood. It will not obstruct sightlines, traffic flow, or public spaces. The design is consistent with the neighboring properties and will blend aesthetically within the area. We respectfully request the board's approval of this variance and amendment to the specific plan so that this project can proceed as outlined. And I'm happy to answer any questions regarding this project.
All right, which house you want to take first?
I haven't presented the second case yet.
Okay,
Would you like to present this?
I would. So what are we doing in the basement?
Excuse me?
What are we doing in the basement?
The basement is unfinished.
Ceiling heights are,
Ceiling height is less than 7 feet, 6 foot 11 and a half, as required by ordinance.
I want to go back to the fence for a second. There's no site issue with that fence.
No, it
Next
is-
door on Spruce, their driveway is not right there,
Correct.
right?
Their driveway is on the opposite side yard.
Okay, so I'm good with that.
Our fence would be set back over 30 feet off of our street front, and then it would wrap around to join our neighbor's fence,
Okay,
which is coincidentally on our property.
okay.
As you know, we do not get involved.
Well, unfortunately, we did send out the mailings to all the neighbors. 8 Spruce came back vacant, so there was no response, but they were mailed,
Okay.
for both, because it is an abutting property.
And what is the amendment to the, they've got a permit to build this house, you got the subdivision,
Correct,
so now we're amending it.
correct. That original design was never built, and our client decided to build their own design,
Okay.
but is all within the scope of the
And so
zoning.
there's no new zoning issues with
No
it?
new zoning issues, other than the fence is the only request in
Okay.
addition to that.
That makes it easier.
Yeah,
Perfect.
all right. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is hearing 10.
Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
you have,
We
oh, you're
still have
doing
the
the
other.
other one.
Can't get rid of me that fast.
Correspondence? Wait, anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. And do I have to say my name again for the record? Sure. Dina Byrne, 5 Renville Court, Mill Neck, New York, 11765. Again, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, we're here representing Mariana Gershovich on the property located on the south side of Cypress Avenue in Bethpage, also known as Section 46, Block 491, Lot 31, located in an R17 Residence District. Again, this property measures 6,250 square feet and was previously granted under a variance number 07-301. In 2007, a variance to erect a one-family residence on a subdivided lot having less area and width of lot from the front property line to the required rear yard, as well as a variance to install a driveway having less side yard setback than allowed by ordinance. Since the approval, the property also sat vacant. We are seeking relief from the specific plan from decision 07-301. The amendment will not change the use or the nature of the previously approved dwelling, as it will comply with all dimensional setbacks, building coverage, as well as gross floor area, as required by the R17 Residence District. The home will be a single-family dwelling with a center hall colonial architectural style that will encompass 5 bedrooms and 3 baths. In addition, the driveway variance previously approved will not be required, as the new proposed driveway will comply with the 8-foot side yard setback required by zoning. The proposed variance will not create any adverse impact on the surrounding properties or the neighborhood, and the design is consistent with the neighboring properties and will blend aesthetically within the area. And I'd like to answer any other questions.
So just,
Same question. You have outdoor cellar entrances, that's why I'm asking.
That's fine. Yeah, we do have outside cellar entrances. The basement is unfinished. We do have a 6-foot, 11.5-inch ceiling height, which is required. There's no other, no bathroom, no.
You have an interior entrance to the basement?
Correct, yes, from the main, inside the house, yes.
and just in the interest of making sure the record is clear, because I think we made a lot of comments on the last application that involved this one.
Okay.
So this was a previously approved application.
Correct.
And because they didn't build that project, they're coming back in,
Correct.
really
The
a
new-
technicality for the new variance.
Correct.
And it has not increased in terms of the size or encumbrance on the property from the original approval.
It actually became smaller. It has more dimensional setbacks than the previous house was
And the driveway
requested.
complies.
And the driveway now complies. So
And the
you're
driveway.
asking for less than you did last time.
Correct, yes.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening,
You
everyone.
too, thank you.
Hearing number 10, Appeal 24-515, James Normile at 5 Dairy Lane, Hicksville.
Yes, I do. Michael Palumba, 80 Elizabeth Drive, Bethpage, New York, 11714.
Yep.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. I'm appearing on behalf of James Normile of 5 Dairy Lane, Hicksville, New York. We are requesting a variance to maintain an existing shed, which is located in an R17 zone and does not have the minimum required front yard setback of 29.2 feet along Walnut Lane and exceeds the maximum height of 10 feet, maintaining a front yard setback of 7.6 feet and a height of 11 feet. The existing 6-foot-high vinyl fence exceeds the maximum permitted height of 4 feet across the front yard along Walnut Lane. And as you can see in the photos that were submitted to the board, the fence does not impede any sight lines or neighboring driveways along Walnut Lane or Dairy Lane. We're also requesting a variance for an existing driveway on Walnut Lane that does not have the minimum required side yard setback of 8 feet. The driveway is on the property line. The survey identifies this as a driveway. It's actually a concrete pad, and there is no curb cut or apron to Walnut Lane, and the fence is solid along Walnut Lane. We're also in the process of satisfying a notice of violation which was issued for the property. There was an additional shed that was along the north property line that has been removed. The property is well maintained at this point, and the existing fence is consistent with other corner lot properties and the character of this neighborhood, and that completes our application.
So I took a look at the property earlier, and the fence is set way back. There's no corner issue, but I did notice that there is a driveway on the other side of the fence, I think it's the neighbor's driveway, right, that's on Walnut adjacent?
To the west of the property,
I'm so bad with a
Dairy
compass.
Lane.
No,
on Dairy Lane?
Dairy Lane, you have a wooden stockade, I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead, I didn't hear.
right,
I believe there's a photo I submitted that shows the driveway to
Yes,
the
on
residence.
yes, exactly, on that side of the fence, thanks. I mean, I know it's existing, and obviously it's been there without a problem.
No, I'll take a look at that. I didn't notice anything on the maps, but if there's a driveway that's within 8 feet, then I would say we could angle the fence at the corner. That's not a problem.
Okay, all right, so
Yeah.
can we can make that a condition? Is that okay to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Leslie, there's a vinyl fence there?
No, it's the
It's a wooden
fence,
stockade fence, right?
it's a wooden fence.
Right.
But the neighbor has a driveway, and I believe the fence is like, not right up against it, but it's, you know,
Yeah,
it's,
you can't-
oh, Lisa, you
It's a
saw it.
little
Yeah,
tough to
yeah.
go out of the drive. Yeah, I got it right here in the picture.
Yeah, that's not a problem, because if there's a driveway there, like I said, if it's within 8 feet of the property line, then I would angle the fence. If it's 8 feet or further, typically, there's really no obstruction with that.
Okay, great, that was my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mr. Point, you're taking down the stockade and putting up a vinyl fence? Do I have that right?
No, we're maintaining the fencing that's there. There's a wood fence along Walnut Lane. Doesn't exist unless there was change since I've been there. I haven't been there in a while. But there's a wood fence along Walnut Lane, that's what we're maintaining.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the fence that's there now, the old wood
Yeah.
fence. Yeah. It's an application to maintain it.
All right, so you'll look at it, Mr. Palumbo, and
Yeah,
you'll...
I'll double check it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 12, which will be heard in conjunction with hearing number 13, Appeal 25-231 and Appeal 25-235, 23 Meadow LLC at 23 Meadow Lane in Hicksville.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Philip Butler with Forcelli Law Group on behalf of the applicant. For the record, it's usually not a good thing when Judy Simoncic calls me either, and she's my boss. So, I'm kidding, of course.
I'm totally texting her everything everyone says.
I'm already telling her on myself, don't worry. I have some exhibits to hand up to the board, if I may.
She wouldn't be surprised either.
Not in the least.
We're before the board this evening seeking area variances for a proposed two-lot subdivision at 23 Meadow Lane in Hicksville. It's located in R110 zoning district. The property is located at the southwest corner of Meadow Lane and Ridge Court. Exhibit 1 in your exhibits provides an aerial from Google Earth showing the location and the surrounding neighborhood. The property currently contains 14,000 square feet with 111 feet of frontage on Meadow Lane and 141 feet of frontage on Ridge Court. The property is improved with a one-story, single-family residence, first built in 1943 and remodeled in 1961. The properties to the north, south, east, and west are all located in the R110 zoning district. However, the properties immediately to the southeast are located in the R16 zoning district, which has markedly smaller properties. And a copy of the town zoning map is provided at Exhibit 3. The applicant seeks to subdivide the subject property into two lots. Lot A would contain 7,218 square feet with 111 feet of frontage on Meadow Lane and 67 feet of frontage on Ridge Court. Lot B would contain 7,016 square feet with 74 feet of frontage on Ridge Court. Each lot is to be improved with a two-story, single-family residence with on-site parking and other accessory improvements. and each home will have a basement, but importantly, no separate basement entrance, and both homes are under the maximum allowed gross floor area. We've provided another copy of the composite subdivision map at Exhibit 4 of your materials. I also have full-size copies of the elevations if the board would like to review them. Lot A requires relief for lot width because, as measured from its secondary frontage, it is approximately 67 feet in width, whereas the district requires 80 feet. It also requires relief because the minimum lot area is 10,000 square feet. And finally, the residence requires a side yard setback for a rear entry porch, which is effectively just steps down to grade, which is 7.12 feet from the property line, whereas 10 feet is required. Lot B requires similar relief, for lot width. It has approximately 74 feet of width, whereas 80 is required. Again, it is under the 10,000 square foot required by the R110 district, and it requires relief for the aggregate side yard setbacks, which total 21.72 feet, whereas 25 is required. Notwithstanding the relief, we submit that the subdivision will not adversely affect this neighborhood or the character of the surrounding properties. First, the subdivision will benefit the neighborhood because it will replace an aging residence with new development. The applicant has a track record in the town of subdivisions such as this, including 2 very recent projects on Farmers Lane and Floral Avenue in Bethpage, as well as Cherry Lane in Hicksville, both of which are located in the R17 zoning district. And we provided photographs of those other projects at Exhibit 5. Additionally, the board will hear from our appraiser, Mr. Barry Nelson, who will testify that this project will preserve the average home value in this neighborhood, thereby benefiting surrounding residents. Additionally, homes on smaller lots is actually consistent with the character of the neighborhood. The subject property is again adjacent to the R16 zoning district on Tudor Road, which consists of more narrow lots containing less area than lots proposed. And even within the R110 zoning district in which we're located, there are at least 13 properties that do not meet the lot area or lot width requirements, or both, for the district. And we've noted those properties in Exhibit 6 of your materials. Notably, the 3 lots immediately to the south of this project, located at 4 and 6 Ridge Court and 38 Tudor, all of which are in the R110 district, are also undersized. Since filing the application, the applicant has been canvassing the neighborhood for support for this project. We've received at least 4 letters in support, which I'll submit momentarily for the record. But that pretty much concludes my presentation in chief. So at this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Nelson to provide his findings with respect to the project.
Does that include my pictures?
No.
Okay.
I'll leave it.
No, okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's Barry Nelson, 220 Pettit Avenue, Belmore, New York, 11710.
Do you promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes. Council's gone over the case substantially. I'm just going to hand in some exhibits. I got photographs of the subject property and the surrounding uses. I have another comparable sales for recent construction in the Hicksville area that I'd like the board to review. And lastly, I would like to hand in a partial copy of the Town of Oyster Bay zoning map that I will describe shortly for the purpose. The subject property, as council mentioned, southwest corner of Meadow Lane and Ridge Court. The proposal is for 2 new single-family dwellings on slightly smaller parcels. The photographs that I submitted will be of the subject property, the surrounding area on Meadow Lane and Ridge Court. In my opinion, they fairly and accurately represent the subject property and the surrounding uses and what the board would view if they have not already inspected the property. The area is generally between New South Road and South Oyster Bay Road on the east. The exhibit that I submitted with a partial copy of the Town of Oyster Bay zoning map. The R110 is a small section within this portion of Hicksville, south of Old Country Road, and as I mentioned, between New South Road and South Oyster Bay Road. The southwest portion of the subject block would be the R16 zone, and to the south of that would be the LI1 Light Industrial District. The northerly portion from north to the R110 zone, north continuing a good part of Hicksville is the R17 zone. To the east, R17, the main arterial roads, and like Old Country Road, South Oyster Bay Road does have some business districts, NB and GB zoning. Nevertheless, the predominant area would be R17. The subject property is in the R110, and in the subject block, you have the R16 zone, and to the south, the LI1 zoning. The area within the R110 on that portion of the zoning map that I included in my exhibit, I highlighted the subject property in blue, and the non-conforming parcels, if you strictly went by the R110 zone, which requires 80-foot frontage, 10,000 square feet. I highlighted all the parcels that I uncovered that would not meet the R110 zone as written today. The attached exhibit would be the second page of that exhibit would be the radius map, and you'll see the parcels, as council mentioned, 4 Ridge Court, 6 Ridge Court, and 38 Tudor Road, all within the R110, having somewhat comparable parcel sizes to what's being proposed in today's application for the 2 new dwellings, if approved. Then you continue to the southwest would be the parcels in the R16 zone, and they have equal or much smaller lot areas. The next pages of the exhibit would be the Nassau County Department of Assessment tax maps, where I identified the other parcels in the R110 zone. I highlighted those parcels, provided the street addresses, and the lot sizes on each one. On the south side of Meadow Lane, just to the west of the subject property, you have 2 parcels, number 35, 39. Then you continue west, 55, 65, 67, and 70, 79, all with frontages that do not comply with the minimum requirement of 80 feet. You do have number 79, which has 8,400 square feet, and just around on New South Road, number 79A, a non-conforming parcel to the minimum requirements of the R110 zone. On the third page of the exhibit, which would be tax map 46, section 46, block 126, on the southerly end of Ridge Court on the east side, you do have a parcel number 5 Ridge Court, which has 8,330 square feet. It's a 70 by 110, I'm sorry, 70 by 119 parcel, and that's within the close proximity to the subject property. I don't have to go through all of them, but you see on my first page, many parcels in the R110 district does not comply with the strict ordinance requirements. You have on the north side of Field Avenue, several flag lots that were created years ago. In my opinion, what's being proposed today is a request to subdivide a large parcel, oversized, in the R110 zone with a transition to the R16 zone for 2 approximately 7,000 square foot parcels. The comparable sales that I've supplied, majority of them come out of the R17 zone in the Hicksville area, in reasonable proximity to the subject property. New construction sells for anywhere from $1,400,000 to $1,700,000. I provided the last 2 pages of the comparable sales of homes in the vicinity of the subject property in the R110 zone, and you'll see they generally range from $750,000 to $1,750,000. With that said, the 2 new colonials will be will sell for approximately $1.5 million each, and that would be incompatible to the new construction. There is a lot of new construction on Meadow Lane and the surrounding streets, and just outside of the R110 on the south side of Walter Avenue, that was constructed a few years ago, but the newer homes, like I mentioned, are selling in approximately $1.5 million price range. It's a reasonable request, it's not going to depreciate property values, and it's a nice transitional corner parcel that goes right into the R16 zone.
So here's my struggle, and it's really not directed
Yes.
at you, Mr. Nelson. It's gonna be your
you.
problem, Counselor. But what you just said at the end kind of is exactly what my issue is with this, right?
Price range?
Right. Hicksville was not originally a place where homes were 1.5 million. It has created a hardship for people who want to live there to be able to do so at that $1.5 million price point. And so, you know, again, it is creating a precedent because we're moving forward with creating more homes that are 1.5 million instead of preserving the character of the neighborhood as it was. So it's not, by the way,
I understand what you're saying.
You know.
I see that in the town of Hempstead, every place. It's not just limited to Hicksville, Oyster Bay. What it's doing is pricing out the first-time home buyers and
people who
entry-level
wanna
homes.
downsize, right.
Right.
The subject property currently is going to be vacant. It's a derelict house.
I hear it, and it's,
So
go ahead,
it's
sorry,
either
Barry.
we put one tremendous house at 6,000 square feet and sell it for $2.5 million, or you put 2 and you got $1.5 million apiece.
Or you can put 2, and again, we'll talk further, but you can put 2, but they don't have to each require a 30% overage. You could put 2 that were a little bit more modest. These are, to me, that's part of the issue, is the continual building of McMansions in areas that maybe don't don't sustain them in the right way. It's just, again, it's an opinion thing, and I
I
don't know
agree
how
with you, I
No,
understand.
it is-
It is a difficult situation that
And
has
there has been
developed.
pressure from the community on this board to stop the McMansions in Hicksville. I saw one today that I couldn't even believe that it was there.
And they comply with the ordinance, too.
I
as far
don't
as-
think it did, to tell you the
Oh,
truth.
well, I don't know about that one.
But,
The-
I mean, they're beautiful homes. They do seem to take up most of the lot, which is something that they want to get away from in Hicksville. They don't want it.
I mean, if I can interject, I mean, if we were to knock down the home that's there today and just build one home, that new home
I
would be
know.
on an even larger lot and would be that much more valuable. So having one home versus 2 doesn't mean that the one home that gets built is gonna be, in your opinion, any more affordable. So. what
Oh,
we're
it's not
talk-
gonna be.
What we're talking about is a market demand issue, which obviously everyone on Long Island is very well aware of. The relevant factors for this board, I don't think that's necessarily something that should be factored in. You
Well,
know,
for sure, a 30% increase is something that can be factored into our
Well-
calculation, our decision-making process.
but both of the homes that we're proposing are within the permitted GFA for each lot. Neither one of them is seeking an overage. The relief we're seeking is for lot.
It's lot area, right, a 30% lot area overage from 7,000 where 10,000 is required on each home.
Right, but if your point is that the houses are going to be more expensive than the average in Hicksville, that, again, that is not going to be ameliorated by allowing us to build only one home.
My
The
point
trend is
is,
gonna
it's
continue.
cumulative, right? So it's not just that it's a big home, it's because it's a big home that it's going out to the lot lines. So what I would say is, I'm not opposed to subdividing, I'm really not. But can't we subdivide and build the same kind of homes that were originally in Hicksville? Like, why do we have to subdivide and build all the way out to the edge of the property?
Well, I
I
think-
had coffee before the
But wait,
meeting.
it's not, it's okay, but what you're saying now is, if you go around on the street, subject block, let me just get that street right. If you go around the block to Tudor Road, those split levels that were built in the 1950s are now going for $850 to $1 million. And they're much smaller, and then the buyer comes in and puts $200,000 in renovations and additions, so they're up to the $1.1 million. here to buying a house brand new, and it's already said and done. But,
Both houses have basements?
Yes, no separate entrance, though.
So if you include the basement, you got, one house is 3,800 foot, the other house is 4,000 foot, so you got,
The basements are already factored into the gross floor area for both homes,
They are.
if that's
There's
the- yeah.
7-foot ceilings.
And what is in the basements, by the way? We didn't even, sorry, Flo,
There-
that was gonna be your next question, I know.
Yeah, they're shown on the plans as for storage only.
No
Well,
bathrooms.
the point I'm making is you got like 7,000 foot of homes between the two homes, including the basement.
So I think what we're getting at, Council, right, is we're increasing density, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna have more cars, more traffic, right? More coverage on lots with this subdivision, right?
Correct.
Okay, we also agree it's self-created, right?
You can say it's self-created, though not determinative for this application, surely.
Okay.
I didn't understand that.
We'd agree, I think that building one nice house would also improve the neighborhood, true?
Arguably.
611 pitch.
But if you build one house, it's gonna be,
So they're not
and I think I gave you a
factored in.
comparable there, it's gonna be 6,000 square feet.
So
The
they're-
applicant, I think, paid, let me just, 800-something thousand dollars. So he's gonna put $1 million into it and look for $2.5 million for that. And that,
That house would certainly be out of character with the neighborhood.
It's my understanding that the basements aren't factored in.
On my plans, they are. Oh,
6'11" one. Oh, height? Oh.
on both of on the plans that I submitted,
So you factored it in?
yes, it's included in the floor area calculation.
Okay.
Both houses are below, just a little bit below on each one.
Okay,
And I'll take a look at those plans when we're done.
all right. Anybody else have any comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion.
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
I appreciate you.
You're gonna send Judy next time? I'm sorry.
Oh, Judy?
Heck, a beat up on me.
Sure. Hearing 15, Appeal 25-311, 383 West John Street LLC and 385 West John Street LLC. At 385 West John Street in Hicksville.
We're on
Hearing
15.
Yes, we did 14 earlier.
You're right.
We did 14.
We did 14, yeah.
Yes, you did. Thank you, but you still have to stay. Nice try.
No way. I wasn't going nowhere. I've been having such bad insomnia, so I had like midday coffee and I'm putting in like a little, otter gummies.
Real gummies. They gave me a card, so my
Like, it's like college.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. I don't know why I'm having this problem with like 3, 4, 5, and 1.
Hello.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the
Just give
board.
us one moment, okay?
Sure.
Okay. But I don't want to start yet. I want to get everybody settled down.
Where's your gavel?
No gavel. You don't want to give me a gavel.
I was gonna say, we cannot arm Rita.
Truthfully not.
May I begin?
You may begin.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Anthony Guardino. I'm a partner with the law firm of Farrell, Fritz, and Hopog, and I represent the applicants 383 West John Street LLC, 385 West John Street LLC, and their affiliate, which is Ava Pork Products, which operates a meat processing and packaging facility within 2 adjacent buildings
that are located at 383 and 385 West John Street in Hicksville. Ava is a leading producer of high-quality pork products and other meat products and has been in operation since 1985. It operates a state-of-the-art facility here in the town of Oyster Bay, which prioritizes food safety and quality control, which exceeds USDA inspection standards. I'm joined this evening by Frank Ferrantello, a professional engineer with the Ferrantello Group, and Rich Pavone, a development consultant with RMB Development. Mr. Lenny Lombardi, who is the CEO and president of Ava, is also present in case the board has any questions that I'm not able to answer or that Frank and Rich may not be able to answer. The buildings, I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but there are two adjacent buildings that are located on the south side of West John Street and just north of the railroad. So they're between West John and the railroad. The two properties total about a little less than 5.5 acres. They're both zoned light industrial. The building at 383 West John Street is about 44,000 square feet, and the building next door at 385 is, to the west, is about 60,500 square feet. So a little more than 100,000 square feet in total. And if you look in the booklet, you can see the photos of the subject property and then also the photos of the surrounding properties, and you'll see that Ava's buildings are by far the most attractive and best maintained industrial buildings in the area.
I don't know, I see a town facility here that is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The site has about 300 linear feet of frontage on West John. It's served by 2 curb cuts. And Ava operates its business out of both buildings, but there is an inherent inefficiency that Ava is trying to overcome with this application by joining the 2 buildings with a small refrigerated building connector addition. So the application is a relatively simple one because the only physical change to the buildings is the addition of a 1,928 square foot connector addition between the 2 buildings. So that's it. It's a very, very small connector near the southern ends of each building. And the addition will allow, it's very important, the addition, because it will allow Ava to move refrigerated products from one building to the other building through the refrigerated connector, and also to create space for 4 additional loading docks that will be conveniently located between the 2 buildings. Currently, Ava is operating from the 2 buildings, but it is moving product between the buildings by refrigerated box trucks that are loaded from one building and driven like 100 feet, and then unloaded and brought into the other building. So it's not efficient. And both from a labor perspective and also from a timing perspective, and it keeps Ava from operating at its peak efficiency. The buildings are only located, I think, 62 feet apart. So the engineer developed this connector, this idea of a connector building, which is a relatively small, looks like a very simple building, but it is refrigerated. But it's also part of a significant investment that Ava is making in the 2 buildings. It's about a $13 million investment in these 2. Ava's committed to Oyster Bay and they're into this location. And the connector is, a small part of it, but an important part of this larger kind of renovation of the buildings. So from a product safety perspective, the refrigerated connector will allow the product to be moved between by forklift between the 2 buildings, and the food never leaves a refrigerated space. So that's really important because Ava's products, as I mentioned, they're regulated by the government, USDA. There's inspectors there all the time. So we want to keep the product safe. We did present the project, the connector, to the fire marshal and to the local fire department because we wanted to make sure that there didn't create a fire, safety issue from a firefighting point of view. And they did not find that there was any problem. The local fire department, though, did ask for the addition of a fire hydrant in the back of the building or the southwest corner to just facilitate firefighting capabilities in case there ever is a fire. Not really related to the connector per se, but my client agreed to do that. So that's part of the site plan. Again, only 1,900 square feet, just a 2%, of the total area. It will be constructed over existing parking spaces, so even though we're adding 2,000 square feet, we're taking away a couple of spaces. I'm here for a variance, because the building today doesn't comply with parking, but this plan complies with everything else but parking. So we're proposing, we're proposing 254 parking spaces. The plan requires 297, so we're deficient by about 43 spaces, so we need about a little less than 15% variance. Today, the site doesn't have sufficient amount of parking, and through the process, we're working with the town planning department, and the engineers in town planning were working together, they found room for 39 additional spaces. So although we are still asking for a parking variance, the parking conditions are actually going to be better when we're done than they are today. So that's really important. And planning also, encouraged my client to add some landscaping, which they've done. So the conditions from a parking perspective are actually going to be improved. And then just quickly with respect to the justifications, there's a great benefit to my client by having this connector building for the reasons I just explained. The connector is so small, no one can see it. It's between the two buildings. Neighboring properties can't see it from the street. It really has no impact, so there's no detrimental impact. And, I'm happy to go through the 5 factors. I don't know if the board wants me to go do that. I don't think I need to. I think this is a pretty straightforward application. I have Frank Ferrantello. I don't know if you want to hear about the site plan, but I think you can see from the booklet and the site plan that we presented that there's not a whole lot going on here.
And we're very familiar with the area.
Yeah.
I figured, yes, thank you.
Thank you,
So
thank
even
you.
though you're adding, it's not a loading dock, right?
Well, there's a loading dock that's connected to it's going to be in the back of the connector,
So even
4
though you're
spaces.
adding this, you're picking up parking spaces? Because I'm trying to see, where are you losing 40 spaces? How many are you showing now?
We're not losing, we had about 215 spaces today. And then when they finish striping and laying out the parking, we added, I think it's about 39 spaces that we were able to add where there was no parking before.
And how is the flow of parking now with the 250?
It works, it actually works today, and it's just gonna get better. And
Primarily parking there,
employees,
employees?
yeah, occasionally visitors, but mostly employees.
So it's not like this loading dock, it's not a loading dock, is gonna take away parking spaces?
No, the additional 4 loading dock spaces are not impacting parking. What's impacting the parking is the connector, because there's actually parking between the buildings. So right where the connector is going, I think we're losing 6 spaces. There are 4 spaces. Yeah, it's a very modest addition, but it's important to Ava in their operations. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments or questions? No, ma'am. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application?
Good.
Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you
Thank
by
you
our
very
office.
much. Nice
Thank
to see you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Hearing number 17, Appeal 25-251, Kaiko Crescentini at 112 Yukon Drive, Woodbury.
Now you're tired. See it.
Don't be mean to me.
You start, you wanna, I start.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, for the applicant, Thomas McKevitt, Son, Ward, Braff, Coscignano, 333 Earl Livington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, 11553. I represent the applicant, Kaiko Crescentini, at 112 Yukon Drive, Woodbury, also known as Section 13, Block 112, Lot 36, on the land tax map of Nassau County. It is located in the R11A zone. The premises actually is a 1-acre lot, which compliant with the zone. It was a one-story house built in 1972, and my client and her husband are the original owners and only occupants who've ever been in this house. What it is obviously located in a completely residential area, but if you look, it's actually kind of unique, because when you look at photograph 6, and photograph 7. To the north of this premises is a Nassau County storm basin, and number 7 to the immediate west is Holy Name of Jesus Roman Catholic Church. So when you really look at it, there's only really one property which is adjacent to it. We did try to obtain a consent, we just weren't able to find a home at the time. But we're really only here for really 2 reasons. Number 1 is to go and legalize a addition, 1-bedroom addition, which was put on the southwest portion of the dwelling. My client said it was approximately 30 years ago. And even though it's a rather large house, it only has a total of 3 bedrooms with that 1 bedroom, which is added onto as well too. And the other reason why we're here is to go and add a pavilion on the patio next to the pool. And combined with the southwest 1-bedroom addition, as well with the pavilion, which is by an open-air pavilion, it's not enclosed or anything like that, it does bring the lot coverage from 10% up to 12.82%. And when you also look at, we are required to have 12 feet for that pavilion, is 13.9 feet. It's a prefab pavilion. So it comes with the height. That's why the height is in that instance. My client is 92 years old, but she still lives much of the property, wants to have time with her family, and because of that, she's requiring the large covering because she cannot be in the sun. And again, when you see the storage out there, that's really the purpose for it. So when you look at it, it looks like a large addition, but when you look at the kitchen and the storage there, it's really not that large. And again, she is 92, but is looking forward to many more years spending with her family at the premises.
I hope so.
Yes, we hope so too. So that essentially is my case. Again, what the beauty of it is, and the reason why I showed you the landscaping plan, which you promote as well, is you're not going to be able to see this from any property whatsoever, and we want to do some very robust landscaping, keep it very well insulated from the other properties.
Okay.
So
Is it a prefab structure?
the pavilion's going to be prefab, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're always over 12 feet, so.
That's nature of everything, yes. You can't even go to Home Depot and buy a shed
No.
for under 12 feet anymore, so yes.
We have to talk to Home Depot about that.
Exactly, that's right.
All right, anybody else have any questions or comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor's Board.
Hearing number 18, Appeal 25-293, KK Marketplace, 2468 LLC, at 8063 Jericho Turnpike, Woodbury.
I almost choked on a high shoe, so it's not been my best night, is all I can tell you.
Love those high shoes.
They're so good.
Okay, well, may I hand these in to the board? Bram Weber? Yes. Weber Law Group, 290 Broad Hollow Road, Melville, New York, for the applicant.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening. Again, Bram Weber for KK Marketplace 2468 LLC, which is an affiliate of, thank you, Kimco Realty, which, as you know, is a publicly listed REIT with headquarters in the town of Oyster Bay in Jericho. This shopping center is the Marketplace in Woodbury on Jericho Turnpike, which they acquired 2022. This application is for an Action Black gym. I have some pictures for you to look at.
Very exciting looking.
The town board had the pleasure of, that is exactly right. It is described as a club gym. It's like a club.
I thought it was.
And you don't get the benefit of, I didn't realize you had the video capabilities here as well. The town board got treated to a 30-minute video of very attractive people working out very vigorously at this gym with the club music going and,
Mr. Weber, I thought you were going to say you made them take a class on the video, and I was just trying to picture in my head the town board doing.
I promised the supervisor, though, he and I would both be looking like those people in the video if we went to this gym and worked out. So we do need a parking variance. What is interesting about this application is it's class-based. It's going to have 8 classrooms, but 3 will be in use at any one time. We limited that. That's a part of the CNR. That was part of the town board approval. And the other thing is, and I've done a few gyms in the town, gotten for approvals, and one of the things that we've been asked before, when there's parking availability in the back of a building, is can you have, an entrance in the front and the back? So actually, what we've done here is the main entrance will be in the back of the building. This is very difficult space to lease. It's been vacant for 5 years. As you can see, it has exposure to the front and the back. If you look at the site plan on the last page, which is why I included that, it's T-shaped. But what we're going to do here as part of this application is clean up the back, which is really underutilized parking. We're going to put new striping in the back, make it much more functional, and the main entrance for the gym will actually be in the back. So we're really going to activate those 57 parking spaces that are in the back. There will be an entrance in the front as well, but the main entrance will be in the back, which, again, we've been asked to do on multiple applications through the town, so here we were actually able to do it. This is a significant vacancy. The shopping center is only 35,000 square feet. This is about just over 12,000 square feet. So getting this filled is important to the overall property. There was a Party City as well. As you likely know, Party City went bankrupt, but that space has been very fortunately backfilled by another Party City type user. But this vacancy is significant at almost half the property. We do have a special permit approval. We do have covenants and restrictions that have been recorded. Matthew Seckler is here from Stonefield Engineering. He is our parking and traffic expert. He's testified at the town board. I have a report from Mr. Seckler as well, which I'd also like to hand in, if I would, please. Thank you. As Exhibit B, and I'd like him, if he could, just to give us a brief testimony on the parking variance. And then we're happy to answer any questions.
Yes, I do. Certainly, my name is Matthew Seckler, that's S-E-C-K-L-E-R. I'm with Stonefield Engineering Design. Address is 584 Broadway, Suite 310 in New York, New York. So as part of this application, we did prepare the traffic and parking study, which has, I think, now been fully handed out. I'll just briefly go into what we did as part of this study. One of the aspects of the parking study is we did counts. We did counts on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024, from 12 noon to 8 p.m., and on Saturday, May 18th, 2024, again from 12 noon to 8 p.m. It's important to note that this shopping center has a nice mix of uses when you're thinking about different peaks, and it works very well with this proposed gym. The fact that we have a sushi restaurant, Anthony Coal-Fire Pizza, you have a salon there, and the party store, they have very different peaks. So when our gym may be busy in the morning, really no one's getting pizza or sushi early in the morning. Our site also tends to close down early on Saturdays. So in terms of your nighttime sushi or pizza crowd, not interfering with us as well. So I do have some tables in that report. I do have some visuals that I could show on the boards as well. But really, as part of this study, we did a shared parking analysis and showed when the gym peaks, the rest of the site is generally low, and vice versa. When we did those counts, we found that even when Party City was occupying there, at no time was the parking lot more than 50% occupied. So the parking lot more than 50% empty during all time periods we did our counts. And as part of this application, we will be adding 19 more spaces to the site. And that's as Bram spoke about, the parking in the rear. We're fixing that parking, not only making it more attractive, but adding more supply back there as well. So there'll be a total of 57 parking spaces in the rear, where currently there's 19 less than that. So again, we're adding parking, and the lot currently is only parked about less than 50%. The other good thing is, as opposed to other gyms, which, if you go to a gym in January when everyone has their New Year's resolution, you could see some peak time periods you can't control, how many people decide to show up. This site here, it's class-based. So you have 20 people per class maximum, 7 employees on the site. So a parking engineer like myself, it's very easy to deal with because we could basically just stack. If we have 3 classes at a time, that's 60 people at maximum on site in the classes. 7 employees, so a total of 67. And as part of our parking study, we also assumed some people may get there early or stay a little late after their class. They don't run out immediately. So we basically gave another buffer of 20 more people on site that may be, getting changed or drying off, maybe grabbing a energy drink on the way out. So we accounted for 87 people on the site during their max peak time period, which the site has sufficient parking for, in addition to the parking counts we did back in 2024 of the actual site. So again, it's in my report. I do have some visuals if the board wishes to see, but they're basically charts showing that there's more than sufficient parking with this type of addition on this site based on the low parking demand currently and the mix of uses we have on the site.
I can tell the board being there on a regular basis, many, in fact, before the shopping center was built, there's always parking there.
Yeah.
So that I can tell.
And now we're adding more in the back. You probably don't even know when you're driving by, there's parking in the back,
I do
and we're adding
know,
more.
and it's underutilized.
Yes,
Okay, good.
so.
I think it's a good use. Interesting. Never exercised in the dark before. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much. Be well.
You too. Thank you. Holly, you okay?
Hearing number 19, Appeal 25-133, Sandy Desai at 11 Calvert Drive, Syosset.
I don't have to be sworn in again, right?
No, just your name and address.
Good evening again. My name is Ashley Lowe Keenese from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York. I am here tonight on behalf of our client, Mr. Sandeep Desai, who is the owner and occupant of the subject property located at 11 Calvert Drive in Syosset, New York. We are here this evening as a result of an application for a proposed rear roof over and to maintain an existing outdoor kitchen, natural gas fire pit, and 6-foot PVC fence. This property is located in an R120 zone and is 20,195 square feet. The proposed 12 by 67 foot by 16 foot roof over paver patio exceeds the maximum permitted building coverage of 15%, having a proposed building coverage of 15.97%, for which we are requesting relief of just 0.97%. Additionally, the proposed gross floor area is also affected. The proposed gross floor area is 5,316 square feet, which exceeds the maximum permitted gross floor area of 4,867 square feet, requiring relief of 449 square feet. I would like to note that the house as it currently exists is already over gross floor area, having an existing GFA of 5,096 square feet, and the increase in square footage is just the proposed roof over, which will not be enclosed or be considered habitable space. This is just to allow the Desais some shade and cover in the rear yard for them to enjoy their backyard, including the existing outdoor kitchen and fire pit. These are our only requests this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have no questions. Anybody have any questions? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Hearing number 20, Appeal 24-598, Lisa Makokia at 1 North Street, Locust Valley.
Hello. Yep. I do. My name is Maria Paraglia Serini. Sure. Maria, M-A-R-I-A, and it's P-I-R-R-A-G-L-I-A-C-E-R-I-N-I. You're welcome. Okay. Good evening. I am, like I said, Maria Paraglia Serini. I am the architect of record for 1 North Street in Locust Valley. I'm representing the homeowners, Lisa Marcocha and Manai Tafari. This is we're requesting a variance for a side yard aggregate for an existing roof over platform and steps to grade. This is all in relation to an addition, a two-story addition that was approved on March 9th of 2023. We are also requesting that a variance for exceeding the maximum building coverage that was missed on the previous appeal. So the maximum building coverage being requested right now is 36%. I'd like to note that this lot is very under the minimum required square footage of the code.
Substandard?
Yes.
What's the size of the lot?
2,187 square feet.
Okay.
So, I mean, the addition has already been built. This is really just to amend the previous appeal with the side roof over that was existing when the addition was proposed. We've submitted the amended plans, and we're just asking the board to approve this application so the homeowners can file for their certificate of occupancy.
Is that how it came to attention, that they went for the certificate of occupancy and the building department said no because it didn't comply?
I believe so, right? Did you file for the C of O? Yeah, for the house, yes, yes,
Okay, I was just curious.
yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any comments, questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? No. Correspondence? Motion? Decision?
Sorry, I didn't see Lois had done that. Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good night. Good night. Have a good night.
Okay, next is holdover 1, which is Appeal 25-234, 34 Audrey OB LLC, which is located at 34 Audrey Avenue, Oyster Bay.
Good evening, Madam Chairman and members of the board. For the appellate, Tom Abadi. I'm an attorney with offices at 88 Sunnyside Boulevard in Plainview. And while this appeal is brought in the name of 34 Audrey OB LLC, it's actually Stellina Bakery, right down the road from us here on Audrey Avenue. It's owned by Tom Milana, who, along with his Stellina Hospitality Group, have opened up Stellina Bakery, the wine line right next door, which is now known as the Audrey. He has Stellina Restaurant behind it, and the latest is La Toile in the old Snyder's Drugstore building. In May of last year, my colleague, the very well-respected Anthony LaMarca, appeared before you in May to allow outdoor dining for Stellina Bakery. And you granted that unanimously. We needed a parking variance, and that was decision 24-131, and that decision comprises part of your packet this evening. We're here tonight because Mr. Milana wishes to enclose that space. And our project architect, Rob Peterson, who's right here, of Core Group Architects, also right here in the Hamlet, has come up with, in my opinion, and I think you will agree, a beautiful and inventive design. So I'm going to offer up an elevation that he prepared as a single exhibit. There's one for each of you. Thanks, Nicole. Right?
Well, if Nicole says it's nice.
If Nicole says so.
What do we need to look at it for?
You know, as Nicole goes, so goes the board.
Thank you. Oh, it's pretty.
No, everything he does is really nice. Thank you.
You know, Nicole, I also have as a second exhibit a series of 3 photographs on 2 pages. It shows the Audrey Avenue frontage of the bakery, it shows the interior of the bakery, and the rear outdoor dining
So where is
location.
this, Mr. Abadi? This is coming out of the back of the Stellina Cafe, the
Yeah.
bakery?
Yeah,
Is
you know
it
that
in this
pedestrian
parking lot back
walkway?
here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It is.
Yes,
Ah,
ma'am.
okay.
I'll fully explain.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fully explain. I just want to have Nicole hand out those exhibits.
Thank you. I don't know why in my mind I thought it was like horizontally oriented. This looks like
Yeah, I
vertically
know.
oriented.
Yeah.
So maybe they're changing. I guess we're gonna find out from.
Yeah, so when you're ready. Thanks, Nicole. So I'm putting you to work today. So the orientation of Mr. Peterson's elevation is looking at it from the parking lot that we all use right behind us this evening. And the design, as I say, is brilliant and inventive because it's, as you can see, it's single story and it's glass enclosed. So we have the ability for the dining there, but it's got the look, the feel, and the allure of outdoor dining. What makes it inventive is that all of that glass, those are bifold doors. So in the nicer weather, they open up. The reason we need relief is because we're intruding on the rear yard setback. In the GB zone in which it's located, we have to hold 25 feet. We're holding 12 feet and change, but, and I know you know this, what are we abutting? Asphalt, a parking lot. So that rear yard buffer, the intrusion that we're proposing, doesn't adversely impact a single neighbor whatsoever. Very wisely, and the plan reflects, Mr. Peterson calls for the installation of bollards across the width of the property to protect our patrons from any wayward motor vehicle. Lastly, and not to be overlooked, it's a significant aesthetic improvement when you're coming into this well-used lot. Rather than just looking at blank rear walls, now we have something interesting and appreciative. That's really all I can say about it. I have Mr. Peterson here if you wish to offer him any compliments.
I have one question. Is it going to take any parking spaces away?
No, because it's not in the parking lot. It's 100% on our property. We just failed to hold the 25-foot setback from the parking lot.
It's asked.
What's it? 20 what?
No, I know.
Oh,
I was just wondering
yeah,
if it's
okay.
24. He says no. That's fine.
Yes.
So I know you didn't argue the prior variance, but are you aware that prior variance was granted with an understanding that it wouldn't be enclosed or it would only be used seasonally?
No, that's not in the decision I have. It was just granted. There was no, Mr. Griffin, elaboration on the decision. It was a parking variance, so it stated what was required. We were providing 0, and it was granted unanimously. Had no conditions whatsoever. And that's my case.
I will offer a compliment, and it's partially to Core Architecture, but it's also just to Stellina in general. I think as someone who has lived in this town 25-plus years, it's so incredible to see the revitalization, and I really credit the two big restaurateurs that are in the area that have really made it happen. I feel so grateful, honestly.
I agree.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I'm going to be here in a couple of weeks in L'Etoile. So keep that in mind.
Past performance is no guarantee.
But
Very
the
good.
restaurants are excellent.
Yeah, they really are. All right, that's my case.
So this is not, it is a permanent structure, but it's not a four-season.
Oh, no, it is. It absolutely is
So
four
it'll be
season.
heated?
Will it be heated, Rob? Yes.
When the glass is closed, but it
In the summer, they can open the doors.
It's like garage doors.
Okay,
Indoor, outdoor.
interesting, okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Yes.
Rob.
Beautiful.
Oh, you're not, oh, you're staying.
Oh, you're staying. Oh, him.
You're staying.
Holdover 2, Appeal 25-226, which is Jeremy Milnick at 1 Joyce Lane, Woodbury.
Again, for the appellant, Tom Abadi, 88 Sunnyside Boulevard in Plainview, and tonight's appeal concerns a single-family dwelling at the northeast corner of Joyce Lane and Glen Drive in Woodbury. This is the neighborhood just north of where Woodbury Road intersects with Minetta Hill Road, and it's owned by my clients, Dara and Jeremy Melnick, who are here before you this evening. And I'm going to offer up a series of photographs for all of you. I have a series of, 4 photographs on 1 page each, which show the Melnick household.
Thank you.
So what you can see from that exhibit, from the photographs, is that this is an extraordinarily well-maintained house. But I want to direct your attention to the photograph in the lower right, I believe, which shows the significant buffering between our house and our abutting neighbor to the north. And the reason I took that photograph and presented to you is because that's where we wish to put a 10-foot wide side addition to the Melnick house. And I want to demonstrate to you the significant buffering that is there. Dara and Jeremy have lived here for about 15 years or so. Their kids are growing, they're 9 and 12. And the purpose of this is just because they need more room. It's a split level, comes with its own individual, problems. And here, the reason we need relief is because we have a corner lot. And as you know, under our zoning code, when you have a corner lot, you have double front yards. And when you have double front yards, it winds up with some odd classifications of property. And this case is no exception. So we front, as you see in the photographs, on Joyce Lane. Our address is 1 Joyce Lane. When you look at the photographs, we wish to put the addition on the left. That's our side yard, but not according to the zoning code. Because we have a double front yard, that's our rear yard. So our de facto side yard is our de jure rear yard. We then need to hold 25 feet. We're holding 14 feet and change. If it were indeed our side yard, which is how the Melnick property operates, we'd only have to hold 10 feet. And we've got in excess of that, so we would comply in all respects. I'd like to offer up to you a series of 7 or actually 8 consents, and Melnick handed me another one, from their neighbors. The first 2 are from the abutting neighbors. So the first one is from our most affected neighbor, the Orgels. They're the ones on the side where we wish to put the 10-foot wide addition. And again, I impress upon you, it's only 10 feet wide. So a series of consents. Thank you. The remainder of the requested relief all stem from that double front yard problem. And our project architect, James DeLuca, was here this evening of DeLuca Designs. With respect to the porches, as you can see, he's holding the building lines of the existing single-family dwelling. Yeah, we need relief. We're intruding on our required setback there. We have to hold 25 feet. Our house now is only 24 feet from the roadway. So it's already deficient. We're only going another 2 feet to the street line, so it's a de minimis intrusion. Moreover, with respect to those porches, which are a beautiful architectural feature, I've always been a big fan of them in neighborhoods because they encourage speaking to your neighbors and hanging out, which is just a salient purpose, especially of walkable downtowns, which this isn't. If it weren't roofed over, if neither of these porches were roofed over, they wouldn't count to our GFA at all. Irrespective of the fact, our code requires, and it's anomalous, even though they're open and unenclosed, the roof over says you count to GFA, but we're only over our maximum by 113 feet. So it's barely discernible to the naked eye. That's my case. There's not much more I can say about this. I'm sorry?
What's going in the addition?
So it's a split level. The Melnicks are going to use it for a combination office. They're both licensed mental health professionals. And Dara told me she's going to move her gym equipment up from the basement, get it away from the kids.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes, right over here, this side. And this is going to be used for living space. Yes. That's a good question. Excuse me, Mr. O'Connor.
Yes.
The extension is going to be on the side of the garage, correct?
Yes,
Is
correct.
the garage going to be converted to living space?
No.
Or it'll remain a garage?
Correct.
Okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
It was nice to see you, Mr. Abadi.
Holdover 3, Appeal 25-171, Pacific Premier Trust at 21 Merrick Road, Massapequa. Actually, South Merrick Road.
Again, for the record, Michael Palumba, architect, 80 Elizabeth Drive, Bethpage, New York, 11714. I'm appearing on behalf of Pacific Premier Trust for the property located at 21 Merrick Road South in Massapequa, New York. We're requesting a variance to maintain an existing raised wood deck with steps to grade and a shed, which are located in an R110 zone, and exceed the maximum permitted building coverage of 20%, maintaining a building coverage of 25.3%. The existing shed does not have the minimum required side or rear yard setback of 3 feet, maintaining a side yard setback of 2.7 feet and a rear yard setback of 2.7 feet. We are also requesting a variance for a widened driveway that does not have the minimum required side yard setback of 10 feet, maintaining a side yard setback of 4.5 feet. The property is well maintained. The existing structures are consistent with the character of the neighborhood, and that completes our application. And for the record, the new owners are in attendance behind me to my left, or to your left. They recently purchased the property, and there was a dead tree in the back where the shed was. You might have received a letter from one of the neighbors. That's been taken care of and removed, and the fence is a non-issue.
The
That
fence
completes
is a
my case.
non-issue. Okay. I do have a piece of correspondence here
Yes.
from a neighbor, and it is the same neighbor that you are speaking of. And I'll read it. It's from 54 Merrick Road Corporation. Gentleman's name is Michael D. Mintz. Dear Mr. Palumba, you got this letter, Mr. Palumba?
I'm sure? Yes, I do.
You did. So he's complaining about the shed condition. The shed on the property is in poor visual condition. It is painted in multiple colors and has not been maintained on the side facing our property. Additionally, the roof appears to be in need of cleaning or replacement. As it stands, the shed is unsightly and negatively affects the surrounding view. So that's on the record. You know, sometimes we have problems with sheds, and I see that it's 2.5 feet away from
Understood.
the fence.
If I may, I'd like to
Yeah.
submit a photo of that
I'll
shed.
be quiet.
In the package, you have a photo of the property side. That's the neighbor's side. So the different color is that it wasn't painted on that side. The new owners have since painted it to match the white. I don't know why the contractor didn't do that. And here's a photo of the fence that he's talking about as well in the back parking lot. As you can see, there's no major bow to that fence. It's sturdy. I went there myself a while ago after I received the letter and verified it for the board as well.
Okay.
Figured it would come up.
So the shed is painted one color.
Yes.
And the new owners took the property, moved the driveway as it was in the shed.
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else wishing to be heard? Anybody? No. I should just stop now. Correspondence? Motion.
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Lots of
Have a
good
good
luck in
night.
your new house.
Yes, lots of luck.
All right, extension of time, you want to vote first, and then we'll do the extension of time?
Whatever you want.
Everybody want to take a little 2-minute break? Not getting a full 10.
Good.
10.
No.
Two.
Right? Stand up. Where is that gym? Turn on the lights, put on the disco lights. Holy moly. Sue who?
Yeah.
She's in Europe?
She's in Greece, I think, now. Oh, yeah, you probably did. Oh, crap, that's funny, because now you're reminding me, I texted somebody who texted me back that they were in Croatia, and I'm trying to think, I may have waken them up too, so. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Very diligent. One of our most diligent guys. He really is.
Yeah, I love your brother, he's great.
So you can, in here, and he shows your brother on the
Now I
screen.
feel bad for picking up on
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice video last night.
That was good, yeah, that was really good.
Stops it from-
Nice crowd, it was fine.
But I go, but it just holds by itself. See, look, I can do this, do this.
7-3
And
still?
then all of a sudden.
Yeah, they did, yeah, it was good. They, I'm glad Elaine came, Elaine Phillips, that was good, she came, yeah, so. Who's playing, Michael? Who's-
Eagles and the Giants.
At the stadium.
It was working, but it wasn't
That sweater was very.
Oh, this is the best material, thank you. This is so warm.
It was chilly today, but I broke out my ice.
Yeah.
It was the first day
It
of
is,
the
yeah.
official love day. Of season.
That's it.
But it's always hot in here.
No, it's always cold in here.
I'm hot.
It's hot when it
I
should
was-
be cold, and it's cold when it should be
Exactly.
hot.
I was,
And it's been like that since the day I walked into town.
Exactly. And the fights, the arguments, close the window, turn up the heat.
I got the entire highway department, the women, to move out of the building. They were not happy with me.
I like it cold.
I told them they didn't have to work in such conditions, and they were very surprised to hear that.
Oh, Rita, she was always outspoken.
Yup.
The best is the day you got fired. Well, no, you didn't get fired, you walked out.
I got
You went
fired.
home. Oh, you did get fired. And she went home.
You were here then. There was so much fun.
You got fired?
Yeah,
Was Freddie?
yeah.
Oh, of course, okay. Say no more.
And then I called town 4 days later, and I said, am I fired? Because I haven't been at work. I was fired. Am I really fired?
God.
And they said, no, come to work.
Kiss and makeup.
You could not make this stuff
No,
up.
you couldn't.
Oh,
no.
my God. And I didn't see him again for 6 months. He managed to avoid me. 6 months. And then when I saw him again, it's like nothing happened.
Exactly, he's the best friend.
Every
just
now
put
and
my
then,
stu-
when I'm traveling, I'll see somebody that I think kind of looks like him, and I'm like,
Oh.
because I just couldn't really
Because we're
believe
just
it.
not sure
I'm
he's
just
dead.
not
I don't
sure.
believe he's dead.
Just not
There's a
sure.
lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah.
Where is Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway,
Freddie,
moving
yeah.
on.
This is,
All right. Vote early and vote often. Here we go.
Okay. I put my stuff away.
we ready?
We're done.
I was
Finished.
done.
Okay, ready, Holly? Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Hearing number 1, appeal number 91-398.
I'm okay with that, I'll move that.
Lois will move that. Flo will second it.
Flo?
Yeah. And Brian, I have you marked out for,
Yeah.
so, and I marked when you came in, so, okay.
Yeah.
Hearing number 2, appeal number 25-228.
I'll go
You wanna
move on
move
that,
it?
yes,
I'll
yes.
second it.
Rebecca will second. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 3, appeal number 25-248. I'll move this.
I'll second.
Flo will second it. All in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 4, appeal number 25-258.
I'll move it, I'm fine with that.
Lois will move it.
I'll second.
Was that Lisa?
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. And Nicole, if you need to slow me down, just speak up, okay? Hearing number 5, appeal number 25-260.
This is absolutely fine. I'll move it. Kathy's moves.
Kathy will move it, Lois will second. All in
Okay.
favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 7, appeal number 25-352. We have 4 consents on this.
I'll move it.
So that's the one I asked about the oil.
Oh, about the oil burner?
Well,
No, oil tank.
it's-
If it's, the question was, if we give them a variance, I know it's only 4 inches, and there's a spill, okay, that's gonna, is the town gonna be brought in because we gave them a variance? It's not on, it's not the code. And Anthony
I
said
did
it
think
was-
about that, but here's what I
mean, could
think.
be, you know,
I think
No.
they
don't
send
open
the
a can of worms,
inspectors
but I will.
out, and before they get their variance anyhow.
Say that again?
If it's, I'm sure they send the inspectors out, that it's
Yeah,
secured
but they
correctly.
thought it was to code until they came for the rest of the variance. Then they saw that they were not within the, whatever it was, 12 feet, 10 feet, whatever they're supposed to.
Would they, if the town thought it was liable, would they have allowed it to come up for, or would they have just said, move it?
The only thing I know about the code, oil tanks, is it has to be 5 feet. And under like.
So here's the thing, though. If you were gonna put in an oil tank and it complied with the code, you still need a permit. So if the town gives me a permit for an oil tank that complies and it leaks, are they liable then, because they gave me a permit for it?
But it's not compliant.
No.
So what?
It's only not compliant in terms of your distance from the yard. The county anyways, not the town.
Right.
Anthony?
What?
I didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
It's only not compliant because the tank itself is not compliant.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the integrity of the tank.
Right, nothing to do with how it was put in, where it was, it's just too close to the fence.
All I'm asking is,
You can have that happen if it's, you can have that happen if it's 5 feet, if it's 4.8 feet. It's the same
correct,
issue.
so, but if it's 5 feet, it's his responsibility.
It's still his
It's still his
responsibility. We're just approving how far it is from the fence, you're not approving the integrity of the tank. It still has to be installed correctly, that's gonna be checked before you get a permit.
So the question.
You're only approving where it's located, all the other stuff's gonna be checked by the
If
building
it's
department.
not the code, it's gonna need spoken,
If it's what?
not to code.
If it's not the code, you won't get a permit to even install it.
If it, I'm a no one. I've got extensive knowledge of environmental pollution. And I'm telling you, if I would look into it, to me, it's a no. The odds of something happening are 0 to none of there being a spill and, you know.
Yeah, I understand, but I think we're confusing the issues here.
No, I'm not confusing the issue. The issue is the 4 inches. Okay, if it's to code, but it's over the 4 inches, and we gave them a variance, is the town now gonna be responsible?
The town is responsible. Hold on, your variance is only for where it's located,
Correct.
okay? Once you get the variance, then he's gotta go for a building permit. For it to be installed correctly, the town's gotta do an inspection. If we screw up our inspection, we're gonna be liable, but that's up to the building department.
If everything is correct, the building inspection, the installation is great, everything is great, and there's a spill,
Okay? It's gonna be the homeowners, but we're liable, everything we do, you know, at some point we have some liability.
Liability, right,
Yeah.
Whether it's an oil tank or, you know, a new house.
All right, so, you know, we're gonna vote on it. You can
I'll pass it.
vote however you wanna vote.
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
need to
move,
say,
I'm gonna move to approve it, and anybody wanna, Rebecca will second it.
no, wait, so are we,
Did you?
I did.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
So then you want to second it, Rita?
Yes, I do. And, Flo, if you wanna vote no on the on the oil tank,
I still wanna vote no, yes.
sure.
Okay,
So that's no just on the oil tank.
Correct.
okay.
Everybody else okay with it?
Yes.
Yes.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 8, appeal number 7-300. And that's gonna be also with hearing number 9, appeal number 7-301. This is for the fence. And this was okay, right? This fence was okay?
Yes, they said there's no site issue.
Okay. And then we have the new dwelling that was never built, and that complies, there's no zoning issues on that. So I think I'm gonna move both of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'll
I mean,
second.
beyond that, Rita, just for the record, it was already an approved
Right.
application, they just didn't build it in a
Right.
timely
So
fashion.
they're built, and I remember her saying that the driveway complies now, so
Yes.
it's even better.
I'll second.
You want a second? Sure.
Lois is second?
Lois is second. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 10, appeal number 24-515.
I just had a
Yeah.
question on this with respect to the back of the fence on Walnut. There is a driveway for the house next door to it, and so I don't have a problem approving it, but could we condition it that if it's less than 8 feet from the driveway, they'll angle it?
Yes, I have that.
Great.
I have that down as a
Yeah.
condition.
Oh,
So it's gonna read like this. If the driveway is closer than 8 feet to that fence, they will angle the fence.
The Walnut, on Walnut Lane.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Well, by the pictures, you can see it's an obstruction.
So if driveway
It's a
is closer than
stockade
8
fence.
feet,
What,
if driveway is
The one on-
closer than 8 feet to to fence.
Then they'll
the
angle.
then they'll angle the
Yeah.
fence.
If it's-
The fence on Walnut Lane is a wood stockade fence.
Right. And it's 6 feet tall.
Right. And the neighbor trying to pull out, is, it's an obstruction for him.
So he's
not
gonna-
here to complain, but I'm just telling him.
So,
Right, he's gonna angle it.
he's gonna angle it.
And they agreed to the condition.
Right.
Okay, they're gonna angle that old wooden stockade fence, great.
Well, that's what they have to do. What's the problem? I'm having,
Well, all I'm saying is if they're gonna angle it, I just can't see them, if they say they're gonna do it, great, it's just an old fence, I mean, it's, I just
They
wanna
can
make
get a
sure
new
because it's
section.
corner property, we're talking about the same driveway. There's one driveway on.
Right,
Walnut.
Mr.
There's another driveway on Dairy Lane.
right.
So there's two driveways on the property,
So
so it's a corner piece.
it's the,
I didn't think the fence was anywhere near the one on Dairy, the driveway.
right.
No, it's not, there's the fence on Walnut.
It's the one on Walnut.
Right.
On Walnut?
And that's
Yeah.
the one he's talking about. Existing driveway on Walnut having left side setback. But there's that fence there. So why would we wanna, you want me to bring out my
And said
computer?
the
so we can-
survey showed up that it was a driveway, but it's not actually a driveway.
It's not a driveway?
That's what he said. He said it was a walkway.
They got a curb cut and they got a fence. No curb cut. On Walnut.
Let's put it on reserve.
Mr. Palumbo was going to look at it and said he would.
I think someone should look at it.
You wanna look at it?
I saw it, I just didn't measure it, I don't know if it's 8 feet or not 8
Okay,
feet, but
who
you can
wants to
see.
go? I'll go, who wants to go?
Go, it's a driveway as far as, I mean, Lisa, did you take a picture of it?
I'm trying to, I don't know if I have
So
that shown.
the fence ends like here, let's say, and the driveway is here. Is it 8 feet? I don't know.
The neighbor's driveway, not his driveway?
Not his driveway.
The neighbor.
Correct.
His
The neighbor's
driveway is
driveway.
here.
Right. We're worried about him blocking the neighbor from backing out of his driveway on Walnut. And if the fence comes down to the end of the sidewalk, it just might.
I mean, it's not all the way to the end of the sidewalk. There's definitely a pathway here, but I don't know how close it is this way. I mean, we're getting a little picky in here, which I apologize for. I just
Well,
remembered seeing it.
I'm fussy about fences. I don't want us to ever approve a fence that's gonna cause somebody to have an
I
accident.
actually see it on the,
Yeah, I can,
on the survey here.
Okay,
That,
you got it?
have it
the
pulled up
driveway
here.
is here, right, and the fence ends here.
Slow
So
pull.
the driveway,
So there's space here,
Yes.
but we don't know how
I don't know how
much.
many feet, that's what I'm saying to you. Oh, here, Lisa has it. Okay, do you think that's 8 feet? You see, I couldn't tell you if that was 8 feet. It's probably fine.
here's the driveway on Walnut.
Here, we're looking at an actual, this is an actual picture, not
Well,
a
this
Google
is
picture.
too.
This is from Lisa's.
But this is
Google
too.
also?
This is
Okay,
bigger,
yeah.
so this is
Okay.
on
Okay.
an iPad.
So that's the driveway on Walnut he's talking about, over here, behind that fence.
That's the wooden
Now,
fence, right.
if I'm pulling out over there, I don't know about you, but I can't see around the corner.
Yeah,
But they're
well,
gonna
but if
angle
he
it.
angled two sections of this
Fine, if
fence,
they're
it would
gonna
go
angle it,
from there to
great.
there.
That's what
And
he
there is no
agreed
curb
to,
cut.
that's what we
No,
were
you're right.
conditioning it.
There's no curb cut. It's not used.
Yeah, this is not a driveway.
But he's
No, but
calling
this
it
is for
is.
sure a driveway.
But he's calling it a driveway on the application.
Correct.
he's calling the driveway on Walnut.
Correct. There's his driveway, he calls that an existing driveway, and then there's a neighbor driveway.
Well, he's got,
And then
he's
there's a
got a
driveway
driveway,
on
hang on,
Dairy.
Dairy, I don't wanna ruin your
And he
iPad.
has
He's got his own, he's got a driveway on Dairy, where the.
As well,
Yeah.
correct.
Yes, a real driveway, here.
Okay, so the fake driveway
Yes.
with the old fence. I gotta go back to,
It's fine, I think we got it, he's just gotta angle it. That's
Angle
all.
the fence.
It's all good.
Angle the
Yep.
fence.
Angle the fence, done.
It's conditioned.
So it's granted. He's gonna angle the fence.
Okay, so who's, I'll move
I'll,
it.
I'll second it.
So it's Kathy and Lois. Hearing number 12 and hearing number 13, appeal number 25-231 and 25-235.
We're gonna hold this because the basement heights were not accurate.
So we're gonna put these on reserve.
Okay.
We're also gonna ask the applicant, shrink down the houses a little bit, and give us a little more
Yeah.
side yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they overbuilt them, and I know that, and his
Agreed.
argument was that the market is calling for it, and I understand that. But the town isn't interested in what the market calls for. The town isn't interested in $1.5 million houses being built. The town is interested in the character of the neighborhood.
That's exactly it,
Yeah,
Madam
and there's
Chair, and I
still-
didn't wanna beat up on the guy.
I didn't either,
like,
but-
And I love Barry, you know, Nelson, he's great, we've known him forever, but, like, it's not for us to celebrate that the developer is gonna make a great profit, that's not our
I don't
job.
know why they bring those numbers up to us.
What a mistake that
I don't know
was.
why they keep doing it.
Because they want to say how it's going to enhance the people that live
So
there.
one house doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Or
One house
two-
you could argue enhances
You can
more
still build
property
two
value.
nice houses there, they don't have to be that large.
Two $900,000 homes,
Yeah.
very nice, done. I wouldn't have a
Alright.
problem with
Right.
that application.
So that's on reserve, and Susan will
And
discuss.
you're right, you do need homes for first-time buyers, for people who want to downsize,
You could build a
things like that.
three-bedroom,
Nice
two-bathroom
yeah,
home,
yeah.
and don't tell me the market's not calling for it. They
There
will
is,
be
yeah.
purchased.
They will, absolutely.
Hearing number 14, appeal number 25-247.
This was fine, I'll move it.
I'll second.
Rebecca and Lisa, right?
Yep.
Hearing number 15, appeal number 25-311.
Also fine.
Yeah,
I
I-
need it, and it'll reduce the amount of trucks, I'll move it.
Rebecca
I'll
and
second.
and Brian, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 17, appeal number 25-251. I'll move this.
I'll second. The lady, little old lady needs her
Yeah.
her sunshade.
I like sunshades. I will always say yes to sunshade.
Yeah.
Lisa seconded
Who
it
wants
for
to
you.
second?
She did.
Lisa?
I second,
Okay,
yeah.
all in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 18, appeal number 25-293.
I'll move the chair.
I'll second it.
That's Kathy and Rebecca, all
Anything to
in
not have to
favor,
actually
aye. Any opposed? Ayes- I moved to Jim.
I want my picture taken and saying she was here.
Help for everybody, not me, but other people.
Hearing number 19, appeal number 25-133. Roof over patio, yeah, this was fine. I'll move this.
Okay. I'll second.
Kathy will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 20, appeal number 24-598. This is a very, very small lot.
Yeah.
I'll move this.
Second.
Rebecca will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 1, appeal number 25-234. This is a lovely addition
like
to our
this.
little hamlet.
Yeah, it's really
You want to move it, Kathy?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Rebecca will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 2, appeal number 25-226.
Yeah, this was fine. I mean, it seems like a lot, but none of them are huge requests.
No. Want
Right?
to move it?
Yeah, I'll move it. No problem.
Rebecca will move it. I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 3, appeal number 25-171.
I'll move it.
Lois will move it.
I'll second.
Kathy will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved.
I'll move the extension of time.
We have an extension of time. Yep, Rebecca will move it. I will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. We're now moving on to the reserve, have you been,
How's the game?
Nicole? These reserve decisions, does she want these voted on? Yes. Okay. And you have the information scaled down, whatever? Okay. So this is your turn now, Nicole.
Okay, so this time was put on reserve, August 20th. The board requested the applicant to scale down, and they got the GFA down to
Wow.
3443.
That's a nice move.
So Lois and Kathy and myself cannot vote on this.
I will move it. I really appreciate when the applicants do what we ask. That's terrific.
I'll second it.
Lisa will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 2.
I can speak to this one unless Nicole would like to.
No, this was for an inspection.
Yep, so this was, Flo, this was one of yours. Did you go to look at it?
Which you talking
This
about?
was, it's holdover number 2 being,
Who, Melvin?
nope, Hiravo Wang.
This is the
was
reserve
fence.
decision. This was
Reserve
heard
decisions.
on the 20th of August.
There was a berm and a fence on top of it in Jericho.
So, we're just hearing that now? So the fence was, at some spots was 2 foot. The fence went from 2 to 4 foot. The fence was a beautiful fence. The berm, part of it was inside the fence, and part of it was outside the fence. And the neighbor was complaining about the part that was outside of the fence, but, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I had,
You know what I mean?
I went to look at it, I had no problem with it. I thought it was
Yeah, I
very,
don't have a problem
very
with it either.
aesthetically
I mean-
pleasing.
You can't tell the guy to move the bushes, right?
No, this was, Holly, off the record for a second. This is the guy whose teeth fell out at the podium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, it looked.
No wonder you remembered it.
But back on. I'm prepared to move it as long as Mr. Girardi is okay with
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm good with it.
Great, I'll move it. Oh,
So
who's
that's
gonna
Rebecca
second?
and Flo.
Great.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved.
It's all the good news.
Can you imagine? I would like,
It
you
was
would have to carry me out of here.
unbelievable.
What would I do?
Yes, the camera is on. Okay, it's fine.
Hearing number 16, appeal number 25-159. I see what happened here. I'll move this.
I'll second.
Lois will second. This is, they reduced the square footage, the gross floor area from a significant amount, from 2,986 square feet to 3,607. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Good night. Oh, that would be Lisa and Kathy.
She pushes it right down to us, that's fine.
See you guys in 2 weeks.